I just have to shake my head. I cannot believe that 30 years have gone by since we started these projects in Bolivia and Peru so many years ago.
Tim approached me, told me the story of a young girl named Hildy in Bolivia who he knew who had died from bad drinking water, and he wanted to go and help her and her family with better drinking water and digging wells. And we went, and it was the most beautiful, touching, fun, educational experience of my life.
Within a few short years, we found ourselves in several countries and in many villages. That was made possible because people became involved. They helped us expand. They helped us move from water projects to health projects to literacy projects to a number of different things.
I still remember my first expedition to Tequila Island in the middle of Lake Titicaca in Peru. It was an incredible adventure and so powerful, living with the villagers, helping them build a school. It was one of those life-changing experiences that helped me realize this is something I wanted to continue to do.
The first time that we went to South America was an earthquake a few months before we left. So we ended up going to Moquegua, which was the center of the earthquake, and we built homes that they had never seen before. In the afternoons, we still set up clinics and saw patients, and it was a great experience for them. It was great for us.
One evening, as we sat in a one-room schoolhouse, we took turns through an interpreter telling about ourselves, our cultures, singing songs. And it were those things, I think, were as important to the project's success as any of the wells or the sanitation projects that we worked on.
When we began to grow as fast as we were growing, we realized that we couldn't sustain ourselves unless we did a couple of things. We needed to expand our vision, we needed to bring in full-time help, and we needed to improve funding. That was when we brought in Carolyn Daly.
After that first expedition, things really got exciting. And within 3 years, we were operating outreach programs into 9 countries: Bolivia, Peru, Mexico, Guatemala, Kenya, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Western Samoa. This enabled us to do 15 to 20 expeditions a year.
One of the things that Carolyn brought was all this organization and her own passion, and so every time I would go back to the office, there'd be more expeditions and more people on board. It's much, much better, bigger, and more wonderful, and it's her soul, her spirit, and her ability and her skills.
When I'm asked to describe my role at Ascend Alliance, it can really be summed up in just one simple phrase: just get out of the way. Carolyn and her staff of full-time employees, volunteers, and interns, they are extraordinary, and they've been doing what they've been doing so well for nearly 30 years now.
Carolyn has brought miracles to the organization. She has established the Humanitarian Expedition as a funding tool that has helped the foundation grow dramatically.
We do lots of wonderful things with Ascend. Our sustainable development programs have been life-changing. And as you look at our history, the outreach programs are what have really changed lives, not just for those that we've served, but for those of us who go and serve.
My primary responsibility at Ascend is to organize the expeditions. I love that so much. I get to work with the participants and prepare them to go and have this wonderful experience.
One of the things that's special about Ascend is its ability to organize custom excursions for people who have particular desires to help in a particular way.
The internship at the Ascend Alliance, it's as a personal meaning to me, and also it helped me to gain more experience, and it helped me to really shape my leadership skills.
I was really interested for 2 reasons. One, it was because I was gonna get the experience that I was looking for in an internship, and the second one was because inclined to help people in underdeveloped countries.
I came to Ascend for credit for my major, but I've enjoyed my time so much with the fellow interns, and this is definitely an organization I'd like to work with.
Well, I started as an intern, and then shortly after that I moved over as an employee, so I've just been able to see firsthand all of the good that Ascend does, and Carolyn truly is leaving a legacy of love.
As we gained more experience with expeditions, we realized that if we were really going to be sustainable, if we were going to have impact, we needed people on the ground. We didn't want to just be tourists coming in and then leaving and not leaving anything significant behind. So we began to develop in-country personnel, full-time personnel who were dedicated to making sure that our operations ran smoothly, that we were working hand in glove with the local sponsors, and it made all the difference.
I think technology is vital in order to assess what's going on and to report what's going on in another country. It's how we manage, it's how we do things. I mean, technology is at our fingertips, not only in the way we communicate to our staff and to our partners on the ground, but also to those who support us.
This idea of being self-sustaining is so important. And the way that they go about doing that is by being a part of socially responsible business. So these businesses come and they partner with Ascend. And Ascend makes their business grow, and by doing so, they realize that there's going to be this financial return come back to Ascend.
Well, when we were introduced to Ascend Alliance, we knew really quickly that they were a humanitarian organization that we wanted to be affiliated with. They understood the importance of socially responsible business and the potential power of collaboration between for-profit and non-profit organizations.
When we first met Ascend, we knew right off the bat that we wanted them to be our humanitarian partner of choice.
Not only for the humanitarian aspect of it, but it has really given us an opportunity to find more individual companies, build other relationships, and build other partners.
My first meeting with them, I was impressed. It was like a business. They really took what they did seriously, and it touched me a lot. And Ascend Alliance was a perfect match for our company, what our vision is, and a company we can get behind.
Carolyn and her team, they are not the reason that we exist, but they are the reason that we're so successful.
The key to any great organization is leadership. Carolyn's leadership and the things that she has done will forever have a mark on this organization.
One of the most important things that any organization goes through in times is change. It's important that they're adaptable. Carolyn and I have been working for some years in developing a plan for change. Because when you change a CEO, it's one of the most important things that you've ever done. The fabulous legacy that one brought and the new legacy that another one is bringing in.
This has been a marvelous 20 years, serving with Ascend, doing life-changing lifting programs. Now we're at a tremendous point to make a transition. And Ascend is in wonderful hands with Matt now. His international business experience and his heart are tremendous.
When Sabina and I walked through the doorway to Ascend, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. We just moved our family back from Europe. We've been traveling the world and having all these wonderful experiences. We came back to Utah. We found ourselves wanting to experience the world again. So we came to Ascend to volunteer our time. And I'm still trying to figure this thing out. How in a matter of 3 weeks did we go from volunteering to go on an excursion with Ascend to being Carolyn's successor? It's been wonderful, and I'm excited.
Bill Anderson called me on the phone and he said, we're making some changes at Ascend, and just hearing what Bill had explained to me about where Matt's experience was coming from, that was like the most energetic, exciting thing to me.
He's a man of the heart, a man of vision, a man of discipline, and being able, with a great experience and background in international business that he brings into Ascend at a very timely moment.
It's really hard for me to adequately express how I feel about Matthew and Sabina. I adore them. They have such a wonderful light about them, and they care so much about service.
We're going to build on the traditions of the past at Ascend. We have a lot of them. And it is my vision that those traditions will not only inspire us, but they're going to be a framework for the future. Last year in the United States, 40,000 nonprofit organizations were registered. That's incredible. If we are going to be successful moving forward, we need to differentiate ourselves. We believe that it's important, very important for us to be efficient, to stay focused, to have a mission and a purpose, and to stay focused to that purpose. If we do, we at Ascend will be successful. If we don't, we'll get lost in those other 40,000 nonprofit organizations.
I've been a businessman for many, many years, and it hasn't been very often in my career that I've been able to see divine intervention play out. When I've seen the absolute flow of human lives coming together that see a vision, that have been prepared all of their lives in various business aspects and various business opportunities of their own life, to come together and to see at a point in their life where it's time to give. When that moment happened, we knew Matthew was the one immediately. And more importantly, he knew, and his wife knew, and their family knew. It was the most exciting experience of my life.
I have a vision for this organization, and that vision is birthed from the past. The past 30 years of this organization has built a legacy of love. I am compelled to drive this organization towards new horizons, horizons where magic can happen. And you know that magic will happen when we come together in the spirit of service, love, and compassion to accomplish a single mission. When we lift others, we ultimately lift ourselves.